Kuwait.
And we're back.
We're back.
That's it. And we're in the Philippines.
Philippines at the same place because the last time I was in Manila, you were still in Chiang Mai in Thailand.
Yeah, that's it.
And now you just arrived. So it's the first time. Yeah.
51st country.
Yeah.
So I added a country to the list, and it's been a long time. The last country, it was kind of almost a cheat. Not really, because it is a country. It was Luxembourg in Europe.
Yeah.
And we spent a night. So it
you did it. Yeah.
counts, but it's like...
That's why you reached 51.
Yeah, but you look at the country, you're like, how is it that you guys are allowed to be a country? Like, say it's a city and 10 farms.
Yeah. But when you reach the internet website about how many countries in the world, according to UNESCO, or do we say UN?
Yeah, UN.
According to the UN, it's 194, I think. 194.
It's hard in that zone, and it changes for one.
Yes, it was 193 a few years ago, but Sudan, they split and they got two countries now. I think it's, or Somalia. No, I think it's Sudan. But country or nation that they said that they are themselves a nation, it's 237. So there's a big range of about more than 40 countries that, like Luxembourg, Hong Kong, all of these places, Isla Pascual, and Vatican.
They are not counted on the list.
Some yes, some no. I don't know which one are not. These is Samoa, Samoa. See, but there's many places like this because it's 237 and 194 recognized by UN.
Okay, interesting. But it's like every time they compare country to country, and those little principauté or city-state pops up in the data. I'm like, let's ignore those for the data. They're not a real thing. It's a city. If you just take New York, treat it as a country, it'll be top of every list.
Because of the population.
Yeah, exactly. So
let's talk about a small one.
Yeah, let's. Right.
Kuwait is small.
Kuwait, it's like you're the first person I've known that went there, and I didn't even know it was a country. I thought it was a region or something.
No, Kuwait is a country.
You've been there in after the war, I guess.
Yeah. It's about 2009, so 14 years ago. But I have to explain quickly first that my plan was to do Dubai, but I booked 2 weeks. Okay, a flight ticket getting into Dubai and leaving Dubai 2 weeks after. But after 3 nights in Dubai, I realized that first it's expensive. And second, there's nothing to see that much. In 2009, the SkyTrain was not built. So it was everything by taxi. It was not. Once you've seen the old Dubai, because the new Dubai, okay, it's nice to see the building and the shopping center, but 2 weeks in Dubai would be too much. So I booked another ticket to go to Bahrain. I spent 3 nights in Bahrain. And then from Bahrain, I book a ticket. It's all cheap ticket, like here in Southeast Asia.
Okay.
1 hour flight, 45 minutes flight to Kuwait. I said, why not? Book a hotel, 3 nights. No, I did 4 nights, I think, in Kuwait. It's expensive also.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But what I want to talk about is that I arrive in Kuwait, I eat my food, I sleep. Then the day after, I want to visit the oil field. That was my goal, okay? To see the oil field, okay? Because I've seen images of this on TV, and I want to see the oil field. So I find the travel agency. There's only one. It's the official tourist agency of the country. It's the official one. It's not like in Asia, pop up everywhere, some small travel agency. It's the main one. I get there, I open the door. It's not locked, but there's nobody. There's a reception. There's nobody. I said, hello. It's like in a movie. Man. Hello. I'm in Kuwait, man. Now there's a door open. It's now I see it's an office. So
in the desert,
I get close. I knock the door. It was a little bit open. There's a guy inside. He said, yes. Can I help you? He's like Indian, more black like an Indian. I said, sorry, I'm looking for information. It's a travel agency, like you're a tourism official tourism of Kuwait. He said, yes. I would like to see the oil field. He looked at me, yes. See, like this. And I would like to see the current museum. I said, yes. But I said, what else I can see? I said, okay. There's a big tree somewhere. He said, do we want to see the tree? Oh, yeah, good, the tree. Okay. But how I can do? There's a bus going there. No, you need a car. You need a driver to go to the oil field, of course. I answer, okay. Can someone drive me? I'm going to pay. How long it takes? He said, yes. Let's say it's going to be 3 hours. I said, okay. How much? He said, can you give me $20 US? I said, yes. And he looked at me, okay, $20 US 3 hours. I said, yes. It was really like this. And he said, okay, let's go. I said, okay, but who's driving? I am going.
He closed the agency.
He closed the tourism agency of official Kuwait, and he came with me for 3 hours with his own car.
Is gas free there? Like
Probably it's
Yeah,
cheap in Kuwait.
it's cheap,
But
yeah.
we had a good chat, 3 hours together, and
Hey,
you
that's a good
you
service.
cannot get very close to the oil field. There's
Okay.
a certain distance you keep for the police and the military and everything, but you can take picture from far. So
Okay.
we drive along all the oil field for 1 hour, and you see it from far, and you see the boat waiting to get the fuel and going back in the water. Yeah, it's
okay.
impressive. Then I saw the beautiful tree. Then I saw some little place around the city. Kuwait, it's only a city. It's a country, but it's Kuwait City. Kuwait is the name of the country also.
Okay.
So there's the city and the oil field. It's like
That's it.
mostly this. And he dropped me after 3 hours at the Koran Museum.
Okay.
The Musée du Coran. And I was probably, it's free. I was probably the first guy dressing like me and going there. And they were looking, okay, welcome. You want to visit? Yeah, this way, please, this way. And I visit the Koran Museum alone like this. That's what
Kuwait City.
That's what I did in Kuwait. Yeah.
Okay. And the oil field, is it like those like
You don't see that. You just see chimney,
okay.
fume, a lot, and trucks going everywhere, and
Okay.
boat. Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of fume and fire. But
Okay,
it's
so-
not drilling place. It's not a drilling place.
So there's
You see
processing.
pipeline. So the
Yeah.
drilling is probably another place.
Okay.
And you see the pipeline going all, and there's bridge over the pipeline, and it's not only one. It's 5 or 6 sometimes.
Okay.
And it's not. It's big pipeline, big like a car or van,
Okay.
going like this in the fields for kilometers and kilometers. Yeah.
And then the boats, they just dock
Yeah.
there and
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
China.
Well, you never get close to the boat. You see really
No, no.
just from far.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh,
you
really?
realize that it's oil.
Yeah. Like and then like is oil paying for like roads are perfect? Is it a rich like?
Yeah, it's a rich country.
Yeah.
They have the $1 for them, and then because their $1, it's about $6 or $7 Canadian. Okay, their $1.
Mm.
They split it. It's not 50 cents. It's 1/2, half a dollar, and 1/4, a quarter of a dollar.
Okay.
They don't even have coin. They created that money to be equal to
Okay.
the other money. Yeah. I remember a coffee and a muffin. I paid about 20 US Canadian,
It's
$20 Canadian.
that's so
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
And then it's like a desert patch, like the city is.
Yeah. The
Okay.
city is nice. I remember the city is nice, but the rest it's oil field. Yeah.
Oil field. Are there trees and forest, or it's just sand?
Sand.
Sand forever.
Well, it's been a while. I remember the city was nice to walk. So yes, there's tree in the city. That's why they built the city there. It's kind of oasis,
Okay, yeah.
but the oil field it's just sand and pipeline.
That's an interesting place to
Yeah,
go.
that's it.
Oh my god.
I
Like
could talk also about Bahrain quickly, okay? But
Yeah,
because
but
Bahrain
I'm
is similar,
curious,
it's a
yeah.
kingdom also. Just my chicken, 2 minutes about. I arrive, my hotel. Hello, Mr. Luke, passport. Give my passport, okay. The breakfast is from 6:30 to 9:30, right there. Then in your room, you open the aircon, the TV. This is the remote, and and for the girls, please, if you need the girls, don't take it outside. We have inside the hotel. You can just ask us, and we're gonna send it to your room.
no way.
Ça fait partie de son mot. It's part of what she explained when you check in. You know, here the toilet is here, the Wi-Fi password, and the girls. If you need, yeah,
If you need a
please don't go outside.
if you need a
Yeah.
catalog.
Yeah, it's almost this. Yeah. So I remember again, Gab. I finished with that. I went down to the bar of the hotel because it's officially a country where you can drink alcohol, but there's no bar.
Okay.
Arabi Saudit, being the next nearby, the neighbor, they come to Bahrain because Bahrain is more open.
Okay.
They have a Formula Race Grand Prix. They have one.
Yeah.
It's more open country. So all the men are coming there to drink. But you don't go in a bar. You go to the bar of the hotel.
Okay.
Okay. I arrived. There's 2 men from Saudi Arabia dressed in white until their ankle, Saudi Arabia completely. At the bar, I sit in between them. I said, "What kind of beer you have?" She had only Budweiser.
Okay.
I took up Budweiser. I asked her, "Where are you from?" She was from Philippines.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. And then the girls start singing and then sing a little bit sexy on the stage. She's from Ukraine.
Okay.
And she was singing in French, Joe le Taxi. Man, I took a moment like in my chair to say, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, like what's happening
A
here?
Filipina girl serving me a Budweiser. I have my 2 Saudi Arabian friends talking to me, asking me question, and I hear Joe le Taxi, c'est sa vie. She's from
With a
Ukraine.
Ukrainian accent.
Yeah, and when she finished, she came to see one of the 2 men, like they know each other. They left the bar for 45 minutes in the room. She came back. She didn't sing. She went with the other one. 45 minutes also after.
Oh, damn.
It was like a Twilight Zone for me.
Wow.
That's my experience.
In Bahrain, in the hotel.
I did only 3 nights, so I remember it was expensive. I just walk around. There's nothing to see really. So
Yeah, like those places, they must be so expensive because of gas.
yeah,
It's so weird. It's like that reminds me of my time in Tangier, Morocco,
Morocco.
because we crossed, went there. We're 5 guys looking for a bar, or bars or whatever, looking for fun. We can't find anything. Then we find one. We're like, oh, that's kind of a bar. We get there and it's like a very nice bar, like all built, like all new, all empty, completely empty. We're the only ones. So at that point, we're like, the group got bigger. We met a friend from Montreal. She was a woman, like she was my friend's ex-girlfriend. And she was like, I need to like chill with you guys. Like, I can't go alone. Like, so in the city, the vibe is weird, but we're in the bar and we're having fun. So at some point, I'm like, kind of, there's not that many people, but at the bar, looking and I'm like, damn, there are girls here, eh? Damn. So hey man, to my friend, like, there are a lot of girls here. And he looks at me like, poor Gab.
What?
He's like, dude, they're working now. They're working girls.
Okay.
I'm like, huh. So I look again with my, it's a, like,
Different eyes.
yeah, with my different eyes, and now I see they're all looking at me like,
Yes.
like making me think I'm hot. I'm like, oh. So then there was like, oh, let's just have fun. So we like, you wanna see what happens? Like, there's a big dance floor empty. So my friend and I would just like go to the dance floor, the entire bar, like 15 girls, they just like leave the bar, come dance with us.
Ah, yeah.
We're like, yeah. Then at some point they're like, and then we just like, we weren't buying anything or anything, so they just go back to the bar.
Mm.
We go back to our room, and then I was looking and I was watching the show, and it sounded a lot like what you described. There's a guy, blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, she's gone. Oh, she's back. No way.
Yeah.
And then
It was like this, yeah. Yeah, Bahrain, they really explained me, the 2 guys, that they're from Saudi Arabia. And when the boss said, I need someone to go to Bahrain for the weekend, they all raised the hand. They want to go, you know.
Ah, no way.
Like,
Okay.
it's the place. Even the rest of the countries all around Bahrain, like Qatar and all these places, they want to go Bahrain, yeah. It's
Okay.
the most open one, the most Western one in this area, in this place of the world.
And the Saudi Arabian guys, they weren't drinking back in their home country, but then they were drinking there.
In
Yeah.
Bahrain, yeah, it's more easy. But I
So
think
they
it's
want
possible, of course, in Saudi Arabia, especially when you're a tourist. But this, even in Dubai, it's not the same. No? You have to go to a special place where they serve alcohol and to buy and to bring home, or it's in the bar of the hotel.
Okay, so it's made for like foreigners, like you
Yeah,
can-
or rich, or yeah. It's not officially in the culture. They don't want, so that's
Yeah.
why it's a little bit eyed.
Okay, but it does sound a bit like that. It's crazy. I don't know if you know the story why it's divided like that, but you know, like Egypt has like something like 100 million people, and they have no oil.
Mhm.
And Saudi Arabia, it's like 30 million, and they have like most of the oil. And
Right.
Kuwait, Bahrain,
Mhm.
they have oil.
Mhm.
It was back when they were dividing the stuff, like, you know, the French, the English, and the Americans, like kind
Yeah.
of sitting around a table smoking cigars. And the idea, like, probably like some dude like just like said that one night that is like, it will be easier to control them if we just give all the oil to smaller population.
Ah,
So it's like, if we divide it like this,
yeah.
then Egypt with like 100 million, that's unstable. It will be hard to control. They get nothing. But then Saudi Arabia,
That's
there's
why
just
it's
like
big,
a
yeah.
few, so they get everything, and they divided kind of like, yeah. Then the lines were decided like,
Yeah,
not
by
there, not
European,
by
yeah.
wars and
Yeah.
by Europeans and
Yeah.
Americans. And that was the idea behind it. And that's still to this day why these places, they're like,
Yeah.
they're rich. They're rich because like it was kind of like, yeah, you can be a country. Like, there you go. It will be
Yeah,
easier to control.
But they did a lot of mistakes. Like, for example, the whole Africa, it's 53 countries, Africa.
Yeah.
But officially, it's 2,500 tribes.
Oh, yeah. Like
divided in 50 countries.
Yeah. It's just like,
That's why some places.
yeah. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like those lines divided like this, that's like, maybe that's what killed the most people in history is just putting a line like here.
Frontiers. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Frontier.
we'll put it here. Like, it's better, kind of, I guess, when they're divided, like, let's say, France and Spain, like a few wars and then a mountain range.
Mountain, yeah.
And
natural,
then
natural border.
like, where on one side it speaks one language, on the other side it speaks another, and then you have like a natural thing. I guess it's better. It's like still fucked up that like we still have those imaginary line. It's so weird. Like when we extended our visa in Thailand, I mean, I did so much part of our life now that we don't even think about it. We're like, but when you think about it, it's like, hi, I'm here waiting all afternoon to get a little stamp in my agenda.
Yeah.
And okay, sit there, give me money. Okay, sit more. Okay, so now will you repeat after me? I will be a good boy.
Yeah.
I'll be a good boy. Okay. She can stay one more month inside our imaginary line.
Yeah, that's strange.
Oh my God. So
next one will be Chile.
The Chile.
Oh, Chile, it's quick. It's just a funny things that happened to me. I crossed the border from Argentina to Chile, near Mendoza in the mountain, actually. You're really on the top of the mountain where there's a border going to Santiago de Chile on the other side.
And the road goes up the mountain?
Yeah, and then you get to the border point, and then I remember that I go inside, but because we are in minivan, we just all give the passport, and then we walk, and we receive the passport in another place, okay? And the people put the stamps and everything. So I arrive in the van, and we start back, and now we are in Chile, and we drive towards Santiago de Chile. And now I check my passport. 20 minutes after, we are riding the van. And I don't see the stamp, the exit stamp of Argentina. No, I see the exit stamp of Argentina, but I don't see the entry stamp in Chile. I really double check all my pages, and I don't have it. And I asked to people, they said, shit, you're going to be in problem. You're going to be in problem. Well, I forgot it. I did my time in Chile. I did Santiago 2 weeks in the south. Then I go to the north, Antofagasta, I think. And then comes the day that I need to cross the border to get into Bolivia and Salar de Uyuni.
With the stress of like, fuck.
But I don't have the entry stamp. So I knew it was to happen. We were in a Jeep, 6 people in a Jeep, okay, to do the tour. Like you sleep through 2 nights in a tent and you get to Uyuni 2 days later. But when we arrive at the border, they asked me, where's your stamp? I said, they never put me. He said, it's impossible. I said, sure. I crossed the border. It was 16 days ago. In Mendoza, you know the name? He said, yes, this border. I said, I passed there. He said, okay, we have to call them. So they went to the phone for 45 minutes.
Okay.
Talking. And finally, they let me come in, but they took photo of me. They took everything more. And they put a kind of different stamp to say entry was on that date. But they put the exit date, of course. But the 5 other people are waiting in the Jeep because of me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not my fault, it's not my mistake. They forgot. So I'm telling the people, when you cross a border, check the stamp.
Yeah, check the stamp.
Yeah, that's the only...
Not only for the collection of stamps.
No, absolutely not, because it's not for that.
Yeah, for the exit stamp. Oh my God!
But at the same time, I was telling them, man, I'm here. Okay, you see, I am in Chile, so I arrived some point somewhere. Of course, they forgot. Well, I know that never happened. Oh.
Yeah, like, plus you don't look like a Venezuelan migrant or something.
Oh boy, thank God, thank God.
Them, they have it's like change of subject, but still in the like stamp visa frontier subject. There is a guy on YouTube called Bald and Bankrupt, and he's a travel blogger, very like a well-spoken English dude. And he goes to places nobody goes. So like Kuwait and stuff like that would be a kind of business thing. Yeah. But now he did a thing that's like, I'm like, this is not travel blogging. This is more like journalism, really. Because he followed Venezuelan migrant from Venezuela and then all the way to the border of the United States. Then he didn't cross that one.
So Colombia, Panama.
But he did the Darien Gap. So that's like the the place where there's no road between Colombia and Panama. And this is like a horrible place. Like when we were in Cali, they told us like, if the cartel don't kill you, the snakes kill you there.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It's like so dangerous.
I heard
And
about
with the thing with the camera and then the cartel, you have to pay them.
Most of the time you're by boat.
They get you by boat to the entrance of the Darien Gap, but the rest is a hike. You follow rivers. There's like there's dead people along the path. Kind of like you can't see them, but he's describing like there's a dead guy there, or like, and just like people with no shoes, people with like two kids strapped on their back. Then he made it, and the other part of the video was funny because he was like, we told everyone we were Russians fleeing the war because it would be dangerous for us. Like there were two guys, one Greek and one English. It would be dangerous for us to tell them like we're English because and the other guy spoke Spanish and he was like all the time, stop filming, dude. Like they're talking about us. Like the English guy didn't speak Spanish that well, so it was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. It's journalism more.
Yeah, this is like and then so that part I couldn't believe it did it. He's not the first YouTuber to do it. Like I'm guessing now a few YouTubers are attempting to do like these weird stuff, like for views. But then the rest of the migrant path, I didn't know. It's like basically at the Panama border, they wait for them and they put them in a camp. And it's like a concentration camp of like migrants. So he was like, oh, we'll see if they tell us like, oh, you silly English people and you're good to go, like get on the bus. No. With the rest of the Venezuelan people in the camp for 2 weeks, like sleeping in the giant dorms. And
what do they wait for?
That's what's weird because at the end of processing, like bureaucracy, like a stamp or like, and at the end they put them on a bus. And it's weird because all these countries, they're like, dump them to the next country.
Costa Rica.
Yeah. And then it's like more of the same where they have to hide from custom agents and then until they get to Mexico. And all of them, like all the migrants that go to the United States, the part that they're most afraid isn't even the Darien Gap. It's La Bestia, the beast. It's a train that people get on top of to ride for free from southern Mexico all the way to northern Mexico on the top of a train.
2 days, 3 days?
It's like, days. And then they wait weeks for the train to stop or like they waited for a week. So just chilling and the train doesn't stop. So some young dude, they can run and get on top, but all the families, they have to wait.
Make sure he stops really.
Make sure he stops. So then at some point, like the guys from the trains, they come and they say like, we'll stop if you pay.
Yeah.
And that's how they get like and then they get on top, like strap everyone to the train, and then it crosses the Mexican desert, like fucking cold at like 70 kilometers an hour. Like,
it's horrible.
Fucked up. And that's all. Like, I was watching this, I was like, what would happen if we just let everyone go where the fuck they want to go? Like, then people one time in the next like 50 years would just like slowly spread. And then what would happen? Like, really? It's just like, who cares? It's just like this whole step.
Yeah, we will save bureaucracy and will be more easy, less paper.
Like for people like us, it's just like, I always think of it like a little dance. Dance for me. Dance for me. Come to see me at the border.
It's horrible.
Give me your agenda. We'll see if you've been a good boy. They look at your stamp. Always kind of like at my first passport, first trip, go to China, Japan, China, come back, wash and dry my passport. Yeah. So the passport was all like still like looked, but the page just ripped apart.
The important is your photo and your.
So that page was okay, but like the passport looked horrible. And then like I traveled a lot in those 5 years, and every time I would get out my passport, and they would look at me like,
"What you did?"
And I'm like, young traveler, and they're still like, whatever, like, get out. Oh my god. Oh, but that was fun.
Good. We did it all.
Let's continue
Okay.
another day.
Next time.
Our little
More travel history.
travel story. Yeah,
Travel story.
Anecdotes.
Anecdotes,
Is that
maybe? I don't know. Anecdotas.
Anecdotas.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
brother.